Pasta, you good to go?
Roger, we're good to go.
Saipan Tower, Venom, flight of 2 F-16s, parked northeast ramp, request engine start.
Venom flight information Juliet is current, cleared, engine start.
Venom copies. Venom, radio check on Victor. 2. Venom, radio check on Uniform. 2. Copy. Go button 9 on Victor. Saipan Tower, Venom flight of 2, information Juliet, request taxi for takeoff, VFR to the north.
Venom taxi to runway 07 via Golf Alpha Hotel, hold short.
Venom copy, taxi Golf Alpha Hotel, hold short 07.
Hey lead, I'm going to be delayed a few seconds. My chief's tightening the loose panel.
Roger, I'm going to keep rolling down to the departure end of the runway and get our takeoff clearance on request. We need to have 60 seconds of separation between aircraft anyway. Alright dude, check out page 4 of your knee board. Bottom line today, we're single shift, non-afterburner takeoffs. 5 degrees nose high, not to exceed 11 degrees of AOA. I'll meet you at steer point 1 at Angels 10.
2 copy, but we're going to burn up a ton of runway without afterburner.
The NPC guys ran the tolls and we'll be fine. Remember to hold that 5 degree nose high attitude until 5,000 feet and make sure you don't roll until 60 seconds after I do.
Saipan Tower, Venom 2, request taxi. Venom 2, clear taxi. Venom 2, copy.
Saipan Tower, Venom 1 is ready for departure. Number 2 will roll 60 seconds after lead and request a zone takeoff clearance.
Venom, clear for departure, climb 5,000 feet immediately. Cleared VFR to the north, contact departure.
Copy, Venom 1 clear for takeoff. Runway 7. Lead rolling.
Venom, afterburner is forbidden per the noise abatement procedures.
Tower, Venom 2 request expedited takeoff to join my lead.
Venom 2, a clear expedited takeoff. Adhere to the noise abatement procedures.
Venom 2, copy. Venom 2, rolling.
Venom 2, afterburner is forbidden per the noise abatement procedures.
Venom 2.
Venom, go button 4.
2.
Guam departure, Venom flight climbing through 5,000 for flight level 250, VFR.
Venom flight radar contact. Say intention.
Venom is going to be turning north, climbing to flight level 250 and operating due regard up into Whiskey 350.
Venom, copy, radar services terminated, frequency change approved. Good day.
Good day to you as well, sir. We'll see you on the return.
Departure Venom 2's off Saipan, request direct rejoin with my lead.
Venom approved.
Alright, Pasta, we'll maintain VMC to the max extent possible, but keep a good scan with your radar for deconfliction with other traffic in the area.
2, Wilco. Saddled.
Man, what a sunrise. Alright, I'll tell you what, let's climb to flight level 300 to get above these clouds, and we'll save a little gas on the way up.
Venom 2, copy.
Alright, Pops, do you want to review the test cards?
Yeah, I've been looking at them. It's pretty straightforward, but why not?
Right, so basically Wicked 2-2 will be providing us a 9-line today, but since it's a test event, we want to control all the variables. So rather than us furiously writing everything down, it's already spelled out on your test cards. We've each got 2 bombs, and we'll each do 2 drops. Pretty straightforward. Just remember to turn off your lasers. We want to acquire the target with laser spot track, and then designate off that location. Then we want our bombs to guide off Wicked's laser, not ours, since that's the whole point of the test in the first place.
Makes sense. No questions.
Venom, push button 10, Victor. Sentry Ops, Venom Flight checking in for test November 0625 with Wicked 22 and Whiskey 350.
Venom, copy. Your test mission is a go. Wicked 22 should be jumping into the test zone, DZ, momentarily. Wait, you mean this guy's literally jumping into the test zone?
Yeah, man, these guys are testing out a new laser designator, and part of the suitability testing requires them to be able to jump with it. They're jumping Halo out of a hurt to begin the test evolution.
Good times, man.
Sentry Ops, Sandman 6-1 will be conducting parachute operations in Whiskey 350 in 60 seconds.
Sandman 6-1, Sentry Ops copies all aircraft. Parachute jumping by C-130 in Whiskey 350, 11,000 and below, beginning in 1 mic.
Sandman 6-1 reports 3 jumpers away, 10,000 feet, time of flight 4 minutes.
Sandman 6-1, roger, report jumpers on deck.
Center Ops, Sandman 6-1 shows 3 good shoots.
Sandman, Wicket 2-2, 3 jumpers safely on the deck.
Sandman copies. Glad everyone's all right. That looks like a sketchy DZ down there.
Yeah, my lieutenant sprained his ankle, but he'll live.
Sentry Ops, Sandman 6-1, report all jumpers on the deck.
Sandman 6-1, roger, cleared RTB at or below 2,000, break. Attention all aircraft, parachute jumping in the vicinity of Whiskey 350 has terminated.
Sandman 6-1 copy. Sandman 6-1 is RTB, direct titty 01.
Dude, Titty 01, really?
Yeah, man, the Hercs and a bunch of the Helos are operating out of Pagan Airstrip. It's listed as TT-01 by the FAA, and they set up an entire FARP down there with the Titty call sign. The Hercs brought in the T-bones and the beer, and the Special Warfare guys have their boats down there, and they turn the entire scene into something right out of Apocalypse Now, with barbecues and bonfires and, of course, surfing.
Nice.
Yeah, apparently the north side of the reef down there has like a fantastic peak with both a long right and a left slide with a bull section that's just unbelievable. It's really Tube City.
Fantastic.
Yeah, but those guys are definitely sleeping in tents.
Sentry Ops, Texaco 1-1 on station.
Texaco 1-1, Sentry Ops copies. Maintain North Frac as fragged. Flight level 220.
Texaco 1-1, roger.
Sentry Ops, Venom flight request push to red to begin test evolution.
Venom copy approved. Clear to switch to red and clearing to Whiskey 350.
2, push button 2, uniform. Venom, check uniform. 2. Wicked 2-2, Venom flight, checking in.
Venom, Wicked 2-2, we're gathering up our sheets down here, trying to make our way to the observation position. One of my guys turned his ankle, so check back in 5 mics.
Venom copies. Alright, Pasta, let's fence in and confirm all settings correct per test card 1, GBU 12 drop.
2, copy.
Alright, let's descend down to 15,000 to get below these clouds and set up for test card 1. Remember, we need to monitor guard on UHF, especially while conducting tests with Wicked.
2, roger.
Alright, Pasta, I'll do the first 2 drops and you can have the last 2. For now, tuck it in and fly chase on me. After my 2 drops, I'll give you the lead and fly chase on you.
2, copy.
Wicked 2-2, Venom flight has checks complete and is ready to commence test card 1 when you are.
Venom copy, stand by for 9 line.
Ready to copy.
Whitecap 070, 15 miles, 1,711 feet. Vehicle 55 Quebec, Charlie Alpha 60387 of 76841. 1 GBU 12 on target. Data code 1687. 2,000 meters southwest. Troops in observation position. Egress northeast. Stable and ready to copy remarks.
Venom 1, ready to copy remarks.
Final attack heading will be 045 to 090. Request 1 bomb on target per run per aircraft. Advise 15 seconds before weapons are released. Read back.
Venom 1 copies, 55 Quebec, Charlie Alpha, 60387-76841 on laser code 1687. Attack heading between 045 to 090 with 15-second pre-release warning.
Good read back, Venom. Cleared hot, advise ready for lasers.
Venom, cleared hot, laser on.
Lasing. Be advised, we're popping green smoke on our location.
Pickle.
Venom, terminate. Target destroyed. Good show, Venom. You ready for target number 2?
You bet, man. Let me head west back to Whitecap and reset.
Roger, advise, ready for a second 9 line.
Ready to copy.
Target 2, lines 1 through 5 and 7 through 9 same. 55 Quebec, Charlie Alpha 60166 76876. From Mark, same. Read back.
Roger. Target 55 Quebec, Charlie Alpha 60166 76876. All other data the same as previous engagement.
Venom, read back correct. Advise when ready for laser. Cleared hot.
Venom, cleared hot, laser on.
Lasing.
Pickle.
Caution. Caution.
Venom, terminate. Target destroyed.
Alright, Wicked, I'm going to pass lead to Venom 2 for the next 2 passes. Stand by.
Venom lead, copy that. Break, Venom 2, advise, ready for 9 line.
Latitude Vipers orbiting overhead. This is Visual 01 on guard. Come in, over.
Hey, Pasta, did you hear that transmission? I think it was on guard.
Affirm. I saw some guys in a go fast down there on the water. I assume it's them calling. This could be interesting.
Wicked, we've got to go off frequency and talk to these guys down here on the water. We'll be back in a few. 2, let's go guard on Uniform 1 and see if we can talk to this guy. Yeah, this is Venom Flight on 243.0. Can you come up on red?
Yeah, pushing the red.
Alright, Possible, let's go back to red, button 2, uniform. Station calling Venom Flight. Go ahead, over.
Hey Venom, this is Vigilant 01. We're down here in a Go Fast working another test iteration. And I'm pretty sure we just saw a periscope 100 yards north of our position. Do you know if there are any Navy submarines in the area? We've got several guys in the water simulating downed airmen, and we don't want them getting running over, if you know what I mean. I hate to bug you guys, but we can't raise sentry ops on uniform. We don't have line of sight and our SATCOM is bent. Can you relay it for us?
Roger, let me check in. I'll get back to you. Stand by. Pasta, I'm going to be talking to sentry ops on Victor. Stay with these guys on red and try to capture them in your pod. Sentry ops, Venom here, operating Whiskey 350. Do you know of any U.S. Navy submarines operating in the vicinity of the island?
Venom, stand by. We'll coordinate with the Navy NBGC-2 Center. That's a negative. No submarines are supposed to be in the area. NBGC-2 says they have the USS Stockdale destroyer about 30 miles southwest of the island available for tasking.
Copy. The special warfare guys on the water are pretty sure they saw a submarine, but we'll do some searching with our pods and get back to you.
Venom, copy. If you guys find one of those, that would be of interest to all parties.
Vigilant 01, do you guys have an approximate location of the submarine? Give me a grid reference or a reference from the island.
Yeah, man, it just came up again. He's like 12 miles on a bearing of 325 from the island. Let me see if we can get this laser rangefinder to give me some grid coords. Stand by. Okay, Venom, if this thing is working right, I have him in vicinity 55 Quebec, Charlie Bravo, 38111-00306.
Copy, we'll check it out. Pasta, get that punched in and throw your pod over to those coordinates.
Oh shit, that is a submarine.
Alright man, I'm going to go back to Sentry Ops, grab some video of it, and try to follow it. Sentry Ops, Venom 1, we have a confirmed submarine sitting vicinity 55 Quebec, Charlie Bravo, 3811003, about 12 miles northwest of the island in Whiskey 350.
Roger, Venom. He is not one of ours. We're going to get the USS Stockdale to intercept at flank speed, and NGB command control is working an S-860 Bravo for ASW support. Maintain Angel 15, and you got the on-scene commander duties. You can have Blue 254.0 to coordinate your operations. Venom, be advised, we're scrambling at Coast Guard 130 out of Rota to take a look, and please advise Vigilant to get all his airmen out of the water and back on board their boat. We'll have the USS Stockdale, call sign 007, the Hurt, call sign Marauder 01, and the S-860, call sign Easy Rider 22, come up on Blue and begin coordinating with you.
Copy, Angels 15, on-scene commander's mine. Vigilant for Venom via Sentry Ops. Please get all your airmen back on board your vessel. The Navy's on its way.
Vigilant copies. We're rounding them up as we speak. Just in time. A large tiger shark just showed up.
Copy. Break, Wicked. Venom Flight's going to have to terminate the test to assume the on-scene commander duties. 2, go button 4 on uniform. Venom, check uniform.
2. Dude, that ship's call sign is 007?
Yep, named after the legendary Vice Admiral James Bond Stockdale. He was a Navy test pilot, and during Vietnam War, his A4 was shot down over Vietnam, and he spent 7.5 years in a North Vietnamese prison camp. Upon his release, he was awarded the Medal of Honor.
Well, all right.
Alright, Pasta, let's pull up the on-scene commander checklist and let's start running through that. What's your fuel?
Two has 5.7.
Venom copies. All players, this is Venom Flight on Blue, radio check.
This is 007 on frequency, hear you 5x5.
Copy, 007, break, any other players on freak?
Venom, this is Easy Rider 22 up on Blue, have you 5x5, we're rendezvousing with 007 and can be in the AOR in 10 mics.
Copy that, Easy, that's more like it. All players from Venom Lead, proceed to north 1901 east, 145.28 at best speed. We have a confirmed submarine at those coordinates, and according to NBG-C2, it's not one of ours.
Venom, 007 estimates arrival in 10 mics. Dude, this guy's a submarine. Why is he hanging out on the surface?
I don't know, man. Maybe he's got a maintenance issue, or maybe he's just trying to poke his finger in our eye.
Venom lead, be advised that sub is starting to submerge. He's still on that northeasterly heading.
All players from the on-scene commander, be advised the sub is submerging. Pasta, I'm going to descend down low level and keep an eye on him.
2, copy.
Venom, Easy Rider's on scene, but no sub detected on the surface. We'll start dropping sonobuoys.
Yeah, he was like at periscope depth or whatever for a little bit, and then as he submerged, it looked like he turned east before I lost sight of him under the surface.
Altitude. Altitude.
Easy, I'm going to buzz this dude's sail and drop some flares on him.
Roger, Venom. We'll drop some smoke markers ourselves if we can get a ping on one of those sonobuoys. We got a ping on one of our buoys. We're going to float east and drop another string. .007 from Easy Rider. Can you guys sprint east and try to go active on your sonar and see if you can ping him? Copy, Easy Rider. We'll try, but we're already at blank speed.
Blue team from the on-scene commander. I'm going to be on Victor checking back in with Sentry Ops. Venom 2 will be monitoring Blue if you need anything. Sentry from Venom, Oscar Sierra Charlie. The sub has submerged. We've got some faint returns out east. 007 and Easy Rider are pursuing. No sign of Marauder. I'm not sure why he's even coming at this point.
Venom, roger. The Coast Guard 130 Marauder is arriving on scene in case there are any SAR efforts required.
Copy that. Well, that sub has submerged and Vigilant has all his airmen out of the water at this point.
Copy, Venom. When do you need to depart?
Stand by. Break, Venom 2, state fuel.
2 has 4.0.
Center for Venom, my number 2's bingo fuel. We need to depart at this point.
Copy that, Venom. 007 can have the Oscar Sierra Charlie duties.
Roger, I'll pass that along. Venom flight is RTB Saipan. My number 2 is going to have 2 GBU-12s that he wasn't able to drop. Is that going to be an issue?
That's a negative. We can handle you at Saipan.
.007 for Venom. We're bingo fuel and need the RTB. Sentry Ops has assigned the on-scene commander duties to your skipper.
Copy, Venom. We'll stay in the area and keep working with Easy Rider, but that rusted piece of iron dropped like a stone to the seafloor and disappeared below a thermal layer.
Venom copies.
Hey, Venom, from 007, the ship's company would love a little show of force pass down our starboard side if you have the gas.
Roger, 007. We can give you a quick pass before we depart south. 2, tuck it back in.
Altitude. Altitude.
All right, 007, here's to your namesake. A little sound of freedom for you.
All right, thank you, Venom. Bravo, Zulu.
Go button 1 on uniform and go wedge. Venom, check uniform.
2.
Alright, let's climb to flight level 300 to save us gas. We can take on 1,000 pounds from Texaco if required.
2 copies. I'm good. I can make it.
Alright, 2, let's fence out and secure all switches.
2 secure. Dude, you don't have a hair on your ass if we don't buzz wicked on our way out of here. Look, he even popped smoke.
saddle.
Dude, first we have the Chinese bombers penetrating the Aegis. Now we've got a Chinese sub snooping off our test site.
Yeah, man, these Chi-Coms are really ratcheting up the pressure, and they're making a serious move here to push the U.S. further and further off their shore. Meanwhile, they're down here trying to expand their sphere of influence well beyond the South China Sea. I mean, these guys are not only making a move diplomatically, but at this point it seems obvious to me that they're making a play militarily as well. I'll tell you what, man, they're living up to their reputation as a near-peer adversary, for sure.
Copy that, man.
Bingo. Bingo.
Man, those islands just kind of appear out of nowhere. It's like nothing but blue ocean for hundreds of miles, and then boom, islands. Pretty cool.
Yeah, man, but it's a long swim to shore even with the islands, especially without our surfboards.
Yeah, dude, have you seen how many sharks are down there?
I'm actually afraid to look. The USS Indianapolis went down due west of here.
Indianapolis?
Yeah, man, haven't you seen Jaws?
That shark movie from the 70s?
Yeah, in the movie, Robert Shaw played a shark hunter that survived the Indianapolis sinking by a Japanese submarine after delivering the atomic bomb to Tinian in World War II. As Quint said, 1,100 men went into the water, 316 men come out, the sharks took the rest, June 29th, 1945.
Yeah, and we're out here flying single-engine jets hundreds of miles from the coast.
Well, Pasta, that's why they pay us the big bucks.
A Venom flight from Venom Ops on Venom TAC. How copy, over?
Venom Ops, go ahead.
Roger, sir. Per Sentry Ops, have Venom 2 taxi to Spot 1 after landing for de-arming.
You hear that, Pasta?
Venom Ops, Venom 2 copies.
2, grab ATIS and push Victor button 4 for approach. Venom, check Victor.
2.
Guam approach, Venom flight 30 miles north of Saipan, information Yankee for the overhead runway 7.
Venom flight, radar contact, proceed to a 5-mile initial, runway 7, altitude your discretion, maintain VMC.
Venom copies. Dude, we totally need to swim out to that little island later today and check it out. It's loaded with sea turtles. Besides, after this morning's events, I'm pretty sure the bulk of us are headed back to Anderson, so we better go enjoy that resort while we can.
Roger, sorry about that, man. I'm telling you, I just stroked the burner for a few seconds.
All good, Pasta. Unfortunately, that means we're back to eating at the DFAC. But hey, at least we can go hit the bowling alley for stir fry.
Good times.
Altitude. Altitude.
Venom, contact tower on 135.7.
Venom, push button 9, Victor. Saipan Tower, Venom flight, 5-mile initial for the overhead runway 7.
Venom is cleared for the overhead runway 07 right traffic.
Venom copies.
Venom, your clearance was for a right traffic. Contact me when you land on this frequency so I can give you a phone number to call.
Venom copy. Venom, left base gear stop.
Venom is clear to land.
Copy, Venom, clear to land. Venom is clear of the active. Taxi to park.
Venom is a clear taxi to a northeast ramp. Remain this frequency. Call me at 670-288-5017 after shutdown.
Venom copy. Venom ops. Venom flight on the deck, both jets code 1.
Venom ops copies. Venom 2 is going to spot 1 for D-arm, and Venom 1, you're going to spot 18.
Venom flight copy. Well, Chief, she's code 1, but she really needs a trip to the bird bath after that low-level flight over the saltwater this morning.
Copy that, sir. Welcome back. By the way, the DO's looking for pasta. He'd like you both to stop by his office after debrief. Rumor is Stash delayed that Herc over there from taking off, so they could ship you and pasta back down to Anderson later today.
Swell, I can't wait. The hits just keep on coming.
Tower, can I help you?
Yes, sir. This is Venom 1. I'm the guy that messed up your overhead pattern a few minutes ago, and you told me to give you a call.
Venom 1, I have had just about enough of you fighter jocks. First, your wingman takes off in full afterburner, violating my noise abatement procedures. Then you come blowing through my pattern and fly north, disturbing all of my neighborhoods to the north of the airport.
Yes, sir. I apologize. My wingman felt he needed to apply afterburner for safety of flight. I just wasn't paying attention to your instructions and messed up. I have no excuses, other than it's been quite a long and interesting day. And if it's any consolation, me and my wingman are about to get our butts chewed out by our squadron director of operations. And I'm pretty sure my wingman's going to be grounded for tomorrow's sortie. Is there a type of beer or adult beverage that I can drop off at the tower to maybe help clear things up?
Venom, that is absolutely not necessary. Please, just pay closer attention in the future.
Yes, sir, will do. My apologies.